Everyone adds a Thermomix. Okay. All right, well, we'll go with that. And if you don't, then obviously, you know, you can just pop it in the chat box there too. So the next question is, does anyone not own a TM6? And if so, if you can pop that in the chat, then we just got a little bit of an idea how much you want to see today. And we can just give you a little rundown of the TM6 if you haven't seen one. Okay, I'm just going to keep going then. All right. So today it is Father's Day. You don't own a TM6. Thank you, Caroline. And I know
she loves the TM5.
Owns a TM5. Cool. Okay. Wonderful. Thank you. All right. So I will just do a little quick rundown of the. Actually, I'll do that first. Quick rundown of the TM6, and then we will move on and get started. All right. So the TM6 looks like the TM5, except we've got a bigger screen. The same dials on the front, you know, our time, our temperature, and our speed, all which are controlled with this knob. A big difference, which took me about a week to work out, is reverse is in here. So that little symbol there means it's chopping. There's your reverse. It's very simple, but you know, you just got to know where it is. Then when you swipe across, it shows you all the other functions. So we've got scales, we've got turbo. We've got dough mode. You've got all of those on the TM5. You should also, if you've got a cook key, you'd have the pre-clean. It may not be quite the same as this, but you do have a pre-clean. We've also got an egg boiler, so we can literally. Oh, I'm not going to tell you any more about that because Pam's going to talk about that one. We've got kettle mode, warm up, so you can heat up your soups and things in here. Thicken the sauces and things. Rice cooker, fermentation. Slow cooking, sous vide, and blend. So we've got a whole lot of extra features in there. And we've also got access to cookie dough. So I don't know if you have a cookie or not, but you know, with a TM5, obviously you've got to do all your work on your computer, your laptop or your phone, whatever it is. Here we can literally go straight in and we can start searching. So I can put in, I'm just going to put in, I know this is frittata. Just going to put that on there because I know, here we go. So I put in frittata. It's got a whole lot of frittatas there, but not the one that Irene's making. So we're going to go over to Irene now, and she's going to show us her frittata.
Hi everyone. I'm making the low carb breakfast frittata from our low carb cookbook. I like frittata is really quick and easy. So if you want a quick meal, and obviously you don't want to spend an hour making a breakfast, unless you want to, you can do some baked goodies. The frittata is really great. So I can have it for breakfast, can have it for lunch. Freezes really well, so you can reheat it as well. So we'll just jump straight into the recipe. So I'm doing the low carb breakfast frittata. First thing I need to do is preheat my oven. So let me just do that really quickly. Stop that. Okay. Asks for cheddar cheese. By all means, you can use whatever cheese you like. I think I bought a little 100-gram block, so I'm just using the whole thing. And we're chopping that for 5 seconds. Speed 5. I chose the wrong cheese, guys. Don't do what I did. It's turned into a bit of a clump. So don't do that. But I'll fix that. Don't worry. I'll fix that in a minute. I just need to find my spatula.
Always good to have a few bloopers in there, Irene.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
No.
It's not the end of the world.
No, exactly right.
I'll fix it. I'll fix it. It's like a big clump of cheese. I love it. Hilarious. Okay. Anyway, get it out. Choose the right cheese. Pop your bowl back on. Okay, the next part of the recipe asks for the rest of these ingredients. So I've got 6 eggs, some double cream, some spring onions, some dried parsley. I'll put in a pinch of sea salt and a little bit of pepper. Everything is in there. My salt, just a tiny pinch. I'm not putting a lot of salt because I'm using bacon. Obviously the cheese will also have its own salt as well. And we're just going to blend those for 10 seconds on speed 3. Okay, asks for some cheese. I'll do that in a little bit, but basically it asks you to pop the cheese in and blend that. Then mix it all together. Then it basically says get a fry pan out, fry off your bacon and your spinach. I've already done that. So I've got all of that here ready to go. I've actually thrown some mushrooms in there. That's the one thing I really love about a frittata is you can put whatever you like in it. So whether you've got some leftover vegetables, just remember, because it's going into the eggs, you want to build that flavor and cook those ingredients before you add the eggs in. So bacon, cook it. I've wilted the spinach, and I've obviously cooked the mushrooms that I've got in there. I've added some chili to mine, so then you can put whatever spices you like in there. I'm basically going to mix eggs straight into this mixture.
It looks delicious, all that bacon and mushroom and stuff.
I will sort out my clump of cheese. I'm going to put that in there, and it's okay. Bloopers are okay. I knew it as soon as I saw the cheese. I'm like, I got the wrong cheese. So I'm just doing this gently to fold it all through. Essentially, I'm going to cook this on the stove top for 5 minutes just to help those eggs set. I'm using about half the cheese in the mixture, and then I will basically pour the rest over the top before I pop it in the oven. So I'll be back to show you the finished product.
Fantastic. Thanks, Irene. It's over to me now. Boone, please. Cool. Thank you. So it's interesting that happened with the cheese, because I realized that my recipe actually called for cheese, but it didn't tell you to grate it. So I am actually going to grate Parmesan cheese. So the harder the cheese, the easier it is obviously to grate, or you don't grate it as long if it's on the cheese. Okay. So yeah, this is not in the recipe itself, but I am making, I better find the recipe. I'll find the recipe and show you what it is. So I am making, we looked at all sorts of things. There was lots of delicious recipes for breakfast. Poached egg pots with smoked salmon and avocado salsa. I'm going to click start cooking, because now I can actually save that recipe and come back in here. Before I do that, I'm just going to show you. So when I was looking at the recipe, you know, you've got these 3 little dots here. You click on the dots and you go recipe detail. And I was going down here and I was just looking for all the things I needed to make sure I had for today. And down here somewhere, it says 1 tablespoon of Parmesan cheese grated, but it's not in the recipe. So that's why I'm actually just going to grate it now. So I've just got a bit of cheese. Pop the lid on. Won't hear me for 10 seconds. Sounds all right. It's funny, I was making tomato sauce earlier, and it's really interesting how quickly you get used to using your ears to cook, because I could hear when it was cooling down. I was just sitting a little further away, and then I could hear when it was cooling down. You had to cope up. All right, new bowl. All right, so I've got 1 tablespoon in here. I've got 1 tablespoon of spring onion. And I've got 80 grams of smoked salmon, which I'll grab in a second, and 10 spinach leaves. This is for that salsa. So I'm just going to pop that in there and pop in my smoked salmon. It is a little bit over the 80 because it's a 100-gram pack. So I'm not going to leave 20 sitting there in the fridge. Okay. And for anyone who's into recycling like me, you can pull that off, put that in your foil, and put that in your, or pull the foil off both sides. That goes into your recycling. This goes in with your foil. All right. So now it's just going to chop that 5 seconds, turns to speed 3, and then increase the speed gradually to speed 5. Doesn't give you long to increase it, does it? So that's all chopped up there. I'm just going to pop this into this bowl as it's asked me to do.
So, Mandy, that looks amazing. You didn't need to even separate the pieces of smoked salmon, did you?
Well, I didn't, no, and it seems to have worked all right. So
That's fabulous.
yeah, just get these last little bits out. Don't want to waste any of that though. Good stuff. One little bit here. Okay. Right, so it's in the bowl here, and it's actually set to season it. So I'm going to pop it on top here because it wants me to do that anyway. I'm going to put some salt and pepper in there. Okay, 20 grams of lemon juice. I've just squeezed the lemon before. There we go. And half an avocado, which I have cubed. So that's all going in there. I'll pull it down out of the way. And I'm just going to just give it a bit of a mix in. Tell you what, looks so good already. I could just eat this for breakfast. All right, combine with a spatula, and then it says cover with plastic wrap and set aside. So I won't be using plastic wrap. I've got some of these, and I did have a little play with this because it's a little bit awkward when they are quite small, but that did actually fit over. So rather than your plastic wrap, if you've got something else you can use, you know, the bees wrap, or just put it in something with a lid. All right, put that aside. Okay, then I need 700 grams of water because we're going to actually wilt some spinach. And what I'm going to do is I'm using this water boiled about 5 minutes ago. So I'm going to use the, you know, whenever you're steaming, you've got to have a minimum of 500 grams of water and an extra couple of 250 grams for every extra 15 minutes over half an hour. But, you know, sometimes it can take a little while to actually warm up. And this is what it's actually going to do, is the warming up thing, which is a bit of a waste of time. But we're halfway there. So I'm going to put it on. I don't think it's going to take the full 5 minutes. But while it's just warming up before I put the spinach on, I'm going to just go into Cookie Do and just show you my breakfast list in case there's stuff that you haven't seen before. And if anybody's got any ideas of, you know, amazing breakfast that you love, please share in the chat box. Okay, create it. So these are my quick porridge is one of my favorites. It's it takes 4 minutes and to cook. It's sensational, and it's not just like your normal porridge. We'll just have a quick look. So it's actually got rolled oats, cinnamon, goji berries, shredded coconut, pepitas, chia seeds, milk. You can obviously use your own whatever type of milk, and hot water, and it's 4 minutes of cooking. So that's a really great one if you haven't come across it. And then let's find my breakfast collection. Hang on, down this side. Where are you? Breakfast. So sauteed mushrooms, obviously poached eggs with the blade cover. Now, I was thinking about showing you this today, but this has actually been updated on Cookie Do. And if you've got a blade cover, it's really simple to poach your eggs in there. You just you have the blade cover in there, you boil the water, and you drop whilst the blade's going slowly on reverse, you drop the eggs in through the top of the measuring cup, the top of the lid. So that's pretty cool. Irene and I talked about these full English breakfast popovers, but you're not seeing those today. Vegetable pancakes, another porridge, avo and egg spread. Well, Keisha's showing another avocado thing. This looks amazing, this abundant breakfast bowl. And that could be, what Pam's doing today, you could absolutely use that in something like that. Chia puddings, the souffle omelette with hot smoked salmon. That's a really nice one. More chia puddings. These are also looked fantastic. Cauliflower hash browns with smoked salmon and sour cream. So there's a whole heap of, there's more porridges, potted things, 2-second muesli, you know, eggs, shushushka. This one was interesting, green smoothie pancakes. And I think Irene's frittatas at the bottom here. So lots of different things that you can do with you know, in the way of breakfast, and really easy to search. I mean, you can literally just search by going in here and going breakfast. And it's going to come up with a whole lot of things. Can you see my filters are already in there? They're saved in there. You can do that at your account up here and save your filters. But there's so many, like so many different things you can do. How many did we have there? Hang on, numbers. 974 different breakfasts. That'll keep you going for a few years, even if you had a different one every day. Just quickly, so in my week, I've got a few recipes for today, obviously. I'm just going to clear all that. It's my shopping list for this morning. So just for anybody who doesn't know with Cookie Do, so you can add to your shopping list, put these in. You can show ingredients. You go through your ingredients. I know I've got all of those. Yeah, I probably need to buy some of that, and so on. So you go down through, you click off the things that you don't need. If you go to your pantry and you actually do need one of those things, you can add them back in. So I could put the almonds back in, say. Want something else? Put it in here. And then this is the thing that really blew this girl away the other day, was ordering your ingredients. So you go straight to Woolworths online, and you can click and collect, whatever. It goes into your Woolworths cart. And if you don't like a certain brand, you can swap it out. So I think that it is just incredible, that whole thing. It's a massive thing, you know, for anyone who is a single mum. Wow, what an incredible thing to have. Right, here we are. It's still, oh, it says barometer temperature now. Okay. All right, I'm going to stop that there because it is, all right, I don't even know why it's got to cool down. It's meant to be heating up to a temperature. Unless I've gone too far. Oh, sorry, see the cool down thing, the countdown on the cool down. And long seconds, it's like that last minute on your washing machine. You're waiting to get your washing out, and it doesn't happen. All right, so it's saying place the varoma dish into position and weigh in 150 grams of baby spinach. So I've got that ready to go. And now season with salt and pepper. Oh, it's just salt. Okay, put some salt on. Okay. And then that's going to cook for 4 minutes, in which time we are going over to see Pearl in Pearl's kitchen.
Hi everyone. Today I'm going to make something very colorful. They say you eat with your eyes. So today mine is mango, strawberry, pineapple slushy smoothie. So that's what I'm making today. Okay. So 140 grams of mango. So you can put any fruits that you want. Whatever fruit you like, you can use it in your slushy or smoothie. So 140 grams. I bought fresh mango today, 158 grams. That's okay. 125 grams of plain yogurt. Next, 120 grams of coconut milk. A teaspoon of icing sugar. Measuring cup. For 1 minute on speed 5.
So do any of you make smoothies, have breakfast smoothies? If so, you know, pop it in the chat. You know, are you a green smoothie person? Are you a fruit smoothie person? What do you like about smoothies? What do you put in your smoothie? I'm not a smoothie person. Just putting that out there straight away. But did you also know with a smoothie, when you're making one that may have coconut water or whatever in it, you can emulsify your smoothie. You know how you make a mayo and you drizzle the oil in slowly through the cap and it goes in underneath the, so you drizzle the oil, with the mayo, you drizzle the oil into the lid and it goes in slowly and emulsifies your mayonnaise. If you actually do that with your smoothie and you have most of the ingredients in there and your liquid goes in slowly, you will emulsify your smoothie and it won't separate.
This is my mango. The rest are cool.
So I think Pearl's going to do the other ones, the other flavors behind the scenes, aren't you?
Yes, yes, I will.
So basically,
I'll show you the prepared product.
Yeah. Okay. So Pearl's got 3 smoothies to make and then putting them together. So it's gonna be pretty cool. All right, and you are back to me, Boone, please. Thank you. I have 29 seconds. Yeah, I'm just going to grab a bowl of that because I've got to drain my spinach then. So Julie has a smoothie for lunch. Cool. I don't know if any of you got any quirky cooking, you know, Jo Whitton's quirky cooking books, but she's got an amazing green smoothie in there. I'll have to get the name of the recipe in a minute, but it's sort of like a, I'll let you know what it is. I'll find it. All right, so my spinach has all wilted in there. And now what it's asking me to do is to transfer it into the simmering basket and drain out any excess water. Okay, I'm just going to just squeeze it to get out as much water as possible. Now, I actually, what was I making yesterday? I made something yesterday. Oh, I know what. I made amazing lamb chops with a sauce, but I steamed the lamb chops in the Varoma, and I had a bit of sauce left over, and I had all the stock underneath. So I'm just going to add this in, and I'm going to have an incredible soup this week. Now, who would believe, do you know how full that Varoma was? That's what I'm left with, 150 grams of spinach. Amazing, isn't it, how it shrinks? All right, because I was thinking, I'm never going to fit all this in my ramekin. All right, so it says set Varoma aside and retain the water in the mixing bowl. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my 2 ramekin dishes. These are slightly bigger than what they suggested because I either had this size, which is a little bit bigger in diameter, or these ones, which don't look very tall. So I wasn't quite sure which one to go in. So I'm going for bigger to make sure I've got plenty of room. And now I've got to put in, divide the spinach up between the ramekins. Yeah. The spinach is going in the bottom. There we go. Actually, I think the other ones probably would have worked, but anyway, I didn't want egg coming out everywhere. All right, so I've got the spinach in there. And then it says pour 30 grams of whipping cream in. So I've just got a little bit left in here because the other thing I made last night was stuffed date pudding. So that was good. Very good, actually. So I'm just going to pour a little bit of cream in here. I haven't got a lot left, actually. I should have 50 grams left according to the, you know, what I used yesterday and the supposedly in the container, but I reckon it's a bit low short there. Anyway, I've got that. Then crack 1 egg into each ramekin. So I'm going to just make a little bit of a hollow in the middle so that egg will hopefully sit more in the middle. I've cracked my eggs already, so here we go, and I'm going to pour just straight into there. 1, and then 2. So a bit hard to, I'll just lift this up so you can see in there. All right. Then I'm going to, the barometer's back in position, didn't move it. And I'm going to put these 2 in there. And I'm going to pop the lid on. And those are going to steam for 8 minutes. And whilst that's steaming, we're going over to the lovely pan. We can't hear you, Pat.
Oh,
yeah.
my God, it's that Zoom line. You're on mute. Sorry about that. What I wanted to talk about today is healthy breakfasts for Father's Day. And we're all pretty healthy here and low carb and what have you. But I've got a husband who's got a cardiac history. So we are very keen on healthy breakfast here. And he makes his porridge pretty much every morning for himself. Sometimes other people in the family have some, but he's really got that down pat. And that's a lovely thing with the Thermomix that's just makes life so much easier for everybody. This is another one that's a very standard sort of thing that we do on a very regular basis, at least once a week, maybe twice, and that's boiled eggs. So I'm using, in the old days with my TM5, and for those of you who've only got TM5s, just do it in the basket. So you can put 4, you probably put a few more in there, eggs in there, and you just use the boiled egg mode, set the time accordingly, according to your recipe and cookie dough or from the basic cookbook. But part of the fun and games with the new TM6 is you've got all sorts of specialty modes. So what we might do is we could go to my screen on my little Thermomix now, the smaller one, boom. Thank you. And so this is a standard setting for the home screen. You can swipe left to go to cookie dough or swipe right for your modes. Now, one thing while we're here, and you can see the egg boiler mode up there, one thing I might show you too that's fairly new is you can actually move them and customize your screen like you can on your phone. So you can, if there's a mode you don't use a lot, I use a lot of mine, I have to say. So I don't use the rice cooker blend so much. So I'm going to highlight that and then I'm going to move that down. And that's going to go down to the bottom of my screen. So you can see all the different functions here on these screen modes. So you've got scales, dough, turbo, pre-clean, egg boiler, blend, thicken, slow cook, fermentation, sous vide, rice cooker, kettle, warm up. And the good thing about this is, whoops, I've given us the rice cooker. The good thing about this is Thermomix is constantly updating these. So we get different modes all the time. And it's really handy. In addition to that, though, these modes are utilised within the cooking recipes. So, for example, if you're making a sauce, it will automatically go to the thicken mode. But this is just for a one-off for us today. So, egg boiler mode. What I'm going to show you is basically you place your eggs. Oh, one thing I didn't tell you, I actually weighed these before. It recommends, I'm going to touch the mode. It recommends egg sizes 53 to 63 grams. So these are large, not extra large eggs, and I weighed them before and they're 53 grams. So I'm just going to pop them in. You sort of sit them in amongst the blades. And you can put 6 in here. And then just fill up to the 1 litre mark with, oops, today it's cold water, which I've just spilled all over the outside of my Thermomix. But fortunately, we've got to 1 litre, so that's good. And then what I'm going to do today, normally you would just put the lid on. I don't know whether you can read that screen easily or not, but it gives you, oh no, especially since I've put water all over it. That makes it.
Well, I think we can see it. All right.
It doesn't help that I put water all over it, but never mind. So it gives you the different opportunities. So this is where you have eggs exactly the way you want them cooked. And it is very, very effective. And it's very, pretty much it delivers exactly what you're asking for. So I like mine medium soft with a liquid yolk and a set egg white. So that's the way I always do them. Medium, partly soft, and you got to hard boiled. So there's various modes there. And this comes up every time if you wanted to, or you can just say, don't show this message again. And then what you do is put the lid on, which is what I've just done. Pop the lid on there. And then you just turn the selector to whatever setting you want. Now, what I'm also going to do today is I'm going to serve this with some steamed asparagus. So I've got the asparagus already in the Varoma dish, and I'm going to put that on top. We've never tried this before, and I talked to Mandy about it before. I thought, I'm just going to give this a go. We'll see what happens. So basically, while my eggs are cooking, I'm going to steam at the same time, and it should be perfectly fine. So I'm going to set that for medium soft, and that's going to start cooking. So there you go, approximately 10 minutes, which is the time we need to steam the asparagus as well. So we're just going to give that 10 minutes, and that's going to be ready. And then I'll have it ready to plate up for you shortly. So the other thing is I've used cold water deliberately. If you use hot, sometimes we use hot water for things like cooking rice. If we want to speed it up a bit, not a good idea with this because it's quite precise in the way it cooks. So it's important to keep it on the right setting. Now, I saw there are a couple of messages there and I haven't had a chance to read them. Mandy, I'm not sure if you can see. Did you see those messages or Boone?
Yeah. No, I've answered one, and the other one, Vicky's just saying she had boiled eggs, hard-boiled eggs. It's going to take 19 minutes. Well, so Vicky, the only thing I can say about that is that it can take 10 minutes for the water to boil. So, you know, if you've got cold water in there, it can take up to 10 minutes for the water to boil. So that's why it would then take longer. I mean, the advantage of it is you can walk away until it calls you back without having to watch it on the stove. But no, it certainly can take a little while for the, you did have cold water. That'll be what it was.
So I think that's the most effective thing that I find in terms of the egg boiler mode, either using the TM5 or the 6, was because it's just so straightforward to just stick them on, go away, do whatever else you need to do, and you don't have to worry about putting the timer on, checking if the water's boiling over in your pan. Also, it's handy, the way we often use them is to have either boiled eggs for breakfast, and then you've got a couple for maybe lunchtime if somebody else wants maybe egg and mayonnaise sandwich or something like that, or use some eggs in their in a salad for lunchtime, or just as a snack or something like that. It's just a nice healthy thing to have, and they can be sitting in the fridge waiting for you. So I think that's the easiest set and forget thing that just makes your life very simple.
The only thing I'd say about storing in the fridge, make sure you put an H on them or something. Make sure you know that they're the hard-boiled ones. And not
fair enough. I must admit, I don't tend to store my eggs in the fridge. So yeah, I do.
Oh,
I do
right,
have them separate. But unless it's really hot, I have to say. When it's really hot in summer, I do put them in there. But normally they're in my pantry. But anyway, I will let you go back to Cassia, who's going to show you something absolutely spectacular now that I love. It's one of my favourites.
Okay. Hello everyone. I'm gonna make smashed avocado and goat cheese smash, and it's very quick and easy. And it's from 28 by Sam Wood collection, which is the fitness guru, and he come up with this beautiful dish. So I'll start cooking. I just picked this avocado and goat cheese. Oh, by the way, instead of goat cheese, you can use the feta cheese. I haven't done this dish, so I look forward to tasting. So place 80 grams of frozen. It asked before we start. I did this before I started. I weighed 80 grams of peas, frozen peas, and I put a boiling water over them and make sure that they soften up after they defrost, and cover in boiling water and set aside for 2 minutes. And I've got here 10 fresh mint leaves. I'm gonna drop into the Thermomix. and ask me to put the lid on, and 3 seconds on speed 7. Okay. So instead of chopping everything, it's chopped for us. And next, scrape down from the sides. So it sits on the bottom, and mix everything together after. And this mint leaves will give the mashed avocado this fresh, springy flavor. 40 grams of goat cheese. Like I said, you can use feta cheese, but it depends if you want it harder, you want it chunks or softer. And 1 avocado, you drop in. Drain peas from the water. Half a lemon juice. And salt and pepper to taste. So I'll just put a pinch. I don't like it very salty. And pepper. And you put the lid on and you chop off 3 seconds on speed 4. On the reverse. On the reverse, actually. So it's not chopping. It's mixing and crushing a little bit. So you've got half of the piece whole and half of the piece crushed. And I'm gonna put on the toast, and you can have it with tomato or cucumber. And I'll serve it, and I'll show you later how it looks like.
Thanks, Keisha. Okay, sorry. Oh, what's happened to me? Disappeared. Oh,
I was wondering what happened to you.
Yeah, no, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay.
Okay, so my eggs, they did finish, but it was really interesting, and we're so glad when Pam said she'd join us this today, because neither Irene or I like runny eggs. And we were so happy that Pam was going to show us boiled eggs, because neither of us would want to eat them. So I went back and I've done another 2 minutes, but I'll show you that in a minute. Because the other thing I'm going to show you is a really super healthy, super quick breakfast, which is Kata. So Kata is basically, I always have to look at the ingredients: coconut, almonds, dates, and apple. It's the quickest breakfast you can imagine. Go start cooking. I have 40 grams. It says fresh coconut, but you know, I mean, you're welcome to do fresh coconut, but I'm just doing coconut flakes. Other one sounds a little bit too hard, too much effort. Raw almonds, 40 grams. 40 grams of pitted dates, they're the medial dates. And 1 apple of choice, so it's cut into quarters. I don't know, whenever I'm putting apple in the Thermomix, I always cut it into 8s. Okay. Put my lid on. Turbo 2 to 3 times. So it's just going to depend on you know, the consistency, how I like it. One more. Never make it better. You can have, you know, those ingredients laid out, and overnight. I probably could have got 1 less. I'm going to put a bowl here to show you. So also with Kata, I mean, this is the recipe, but you can use what you want in there. So sometimes when I make it, I put seeds and things in there too. So I might have pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds. You wouldn't want to eat all of that in one go. I think it's, let's see how many is actually 4. Recipe detail. for 4 people. So yeah, you definitely wouldn't want to eat all of that in one go. But what I would do to serve this, I've got that. I would have berries, and the other thing that I actually made on Friday night with another customer is coconut yogurt. So this is a super simple thing, and I know yogurt is a bit daunting to people. It is the easiest thing to make. You just need I think the TM5 or the TM5, you can do it in your bowl. The TM6, you either need these little jars from the mix shop, you get 8 of them, or a 2.2 litre thermoserver. Now the 2.2 litre thermoserver I lent to my friend over the road who made it with me on Friday night. But we have these beautiful white ones with a clear lid, and they fit in your Varoma. And the pots also go in your Varoma when you're making your yogurt, whether it's a coconut yogurt or it's a cow's milk yogurt. And they just sit in there, and it goes for 10 hours overnight fermenting. So Kelly and I we started off at 7:30 on Friday night, and then we came back again at about 9 o'clock, because you have to heat things up, let them cool down, put your probiotic in, mix it up, because if you put your probiotic in too soon, when it's too hot, you're going to kill all of that, all that bacteria. So, and then you just mix it up with the probiotic, and then you leave it to ferment for 10 hours. So it's a super, super simple thing to do. If you're unsure at all, go to my YouTube channel. So it's Mandy Powers YouTube. Just do that. You'll find it. We've got all the recordings, everything we've done before up there. And I did the coconut yogurt ones on Friday night. And I've also done cow's milk yogurt before, I don't know, a few months ago. So they are up there if you need the prompt. But honestly, it's just literally giving it a go. All right. Now we're going to go back to Pearl, please, Boone.
Okay, my drinks are done.
Wow.
One has got extra mango, because the person who is going to have this likes extra mango. This one has got more of strawberry. So this one is the strawberry person who will have this. So
that looks amazing.
They look nice and colorful. So at least and they taste good as well, to be honest.
That's great. And I think there was a tip there too, wasn't there, about you can't just pour everything in. Is that right? You have to put it.
Yeah. So that's why I did it with a spoon, scooped it and try and put it on top slowly, so that it doesn't get mixed with the mango, and all the 3 colors didn't get mixed together.
Yeah,
it looks very evenly, but yeah, it looks good.
Well, you can still see the layers, the rainbow effect, which is very cool.
That's
well done. Thank you. That's fantastic. Now, Pam, how are you going? Hello, Pam? Oh, you're mute.
Sorry, it's that right. I've got wet hands. I've just taken the eggs out and the asparagus, and I've had them in cold water. Now we're up on my big screen here. Can you see me there, all right? Just had them in a dish of cold water. Then I'll put a little bit of ice in there, because you don't want them to continue cooking. So just drain them under the cold water, and then you can sit them in some cold water. Same with this. I am going to now crack one of these. I'll do the plating up and come back to you, I think, possibly. So I've got to crack one of these open and make sure it's all nicely done and looks good.
Okay, then,
But you
Pam.
can see here I've got one egg sitting there. I've got some toast soldiers for the traditionalists.
Oh, beautiful.
Who love to dunk it in and get the beautiful gooey yolk happening. I think I can probably I'll crack this open. Oh, I cracked it open too low. Never mind. Oops. But that will show you. See, to me, that's beautiful. See how that's nice and runny?
Yeah, as I said before, Irene and I are very grateful to you.
Yum.
And tell me, did the asparagus work?
Yes, it did. Look, it's really super thick, this asparagus. So I've actually probably could do it a little bit more, but it is nice and crunchy. So what I'm going to do, in fact, you don't want to watch me peeling it. So. Beg your pardon?
No, someone's got not on mute.
Oh, okay. I'm just going to say, you don't want to see me peeling them, so let's cool down a little bit. So I'm going to peel this, and then if you can come back to me 2 seconds towards the end, I'll have something nice in there waiting for you.
Thank you. We'll go to Irene.
Go back to Irene.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Be really careful with your fry pans from the oven. There's a thing about grabbing them, and next thing you know, you'll be off to the hospital. So here we go. Guys, such an easy breakfast dish, lunch dish, dinner dish. And really use up any vegetables you've got in the fridge to get this going. But this is the low carb version. So obviously it's not using peas or capsicum, things that have got, I guess, sugar content in them. But Mum and I are going to have that for dinner tonight.
That looks delicious. Thank you very much, Irene. Keisha, are you plated up and ready to go?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. I put it on a plate, and the mashed avocado makes about 4 slices of bread. I've got rye bread on toasted rye bread, European style, but you can put it on any bread you love it. And I put some tomatoes on top. Like I said, you can put cucumber, or you can, if you want, you can have it plain, or cheese, maybe even you can put, or yeah.
Can you, oh, that's better. Yeah, that's beautiful. Oh gosh, that looks so good. I can't wait for the day when we can all get together after one of these and just share all our food. It'll be so nice.
Yes, it will be lovely.
All right. Do you want to come back to me then, Boone, please? Thank you. So I've just got one of my little potted eggs out here, sitting here, and just to show you, I did get the cover over there. Wasn't just hiding it all off to the side. And then all you need to do is basically just pop a little bit of this on top. And, you know, again, and you know what I forgot to put in? Talk about bloopers tonight. I forgot to put the Parmesan cheese in the bottom with the spinach, but I hate it. So anyway, how about that? That looks pretty good, doesn't it, for a nice Father's Day breakfast? And again, I think that's another healthy option. So we've given plenty of healthy options today. We will go back to Pam in just a minute, but just in the meantime, is there anything that you guys want us to do? Is there anything that you want to know how to do in your Thermomix? And it doesn't matter if there's a recipe up there, but you still want a bit of guidance about what is there, how can we help you? We know we're going to still be in lockdown next weekend. What do you want to see? I would love you to put some suggestions in the chat, because we can keep coming up with things. There's no problem with that. But if there's anything that you are thinking, oh, you know, if only I knew how to do that, I'd get more out of my Thermomix, then we would like to be able to help you. So I love cocktails. Okay, of course. Well, Keisha and Pearl are good at cocktails. All right, well, we can absolutely do cocktails. So would cocktails be better on a Friday night or a Saturday night? Elizabeth?
I might have known it'd be Miss Burgess.
That is true. All the days are the same. That's very true. Or yeah. Okay. Anything else anybody wants to see? Friday. Pam, can you do Fridays?
Yep.
Yep. Cool. All right. Okay. So cocktails would be a good one for next Friday. Okay.
Sure.
All right. We'll have a little talk about that afterwards and work out who's going to get drunk on which cocktail, seeing as we can't share them around too much. Yes, please. All right. Well, good. That's fantastic. Great. Well, we'll do that, and maybe a couple of little nibbles as well. That's fantastic. Anything else apart from cocktails that you want to see? Okay. Well, cocktails is obviously a big thumbs up. That's great. Anything else? You know, I know a few of you have hopped on. Pam told me because of low carb. Do you want to do some more low carb stuff? We can do that. If you want to see some Varoma, we try and mix things up, so we've got a bit of each sort of, you know, thing in here. But, you know, do you want to see Varoma? Do you want to see barbecue cauliflower pizza base? I can do that. I'm good at that one. Thank you. Okay. Well, we could do, we can have, there's quite a few different pizza bases actually on Cookie Do. Where I get my covers for the bowls, that's a very good question. I've had that a long time. The places where I normally look for those sorts of things, there's two shops, Seed and Sprout. So Seed and Sprout, they're online, both of them. And the other one is Biome. So it's Biome. So I would check those out. I think I actually got these I went to the Zero Waste Festival. Well, we had a stand at the Zero Waste Festival a couple of years ago when you can actually go to those things. And I think I picked them up there. But those shops should have them. They've also got a lot of really great, you don't know what you've started here. I can tell you there's blood. Jeanette, go to my YouTube channel, Mandy Powers YouTube. All right. I did a session on sustainability. Well, I said, help me save the world, it's called, but it's all about sustainability in your kitchen. So I did show a few products and things like that on there too, because it's something that I'm very much believe in and try and be as zero waste as possible. So yeah, great. Thank you. All right. We might go back to Pam quickly, please.
Thanks, Boone. Okay, so just to show you, you saw, oops, I didn't do it again. Do it. You're telling me to unmute. Sorry, my producer here, aka husband.
Well, he's being very helpful.
Unmute, but I already had.
Yeah.
So here's the asparagus.
We can't see it. We can't see it. Thank you, producer. Thank you, Andrew. Yeah.
What I might do is just a little bit of there we go, a little bit of salt, pepper, maybe some chili flakes for those who are keen. And the other thing, this is something I made recently for a gift, which I've got one for myself, which is a lemon and thyme infused olive oil. So I thought that might be nice. A little bit of that on top could also be nice. So dribble that over the top. So it's good. And just to show you, this is one I did earlier today, and that was put in the fridge and refrigerated. So it's still quite nice and gooey if you want to have that after you've cooked it, refrigerated. Or you can just let it sit and maybe not do the rinsing in cold water, and it'll firm up. Or you can do separate ones, but I just think it's a bit easier to do it that way. So that's me out.
That's fantastic, Pam. It just made me laugh when my kids were little. My Andrew husband, who's probably just as yours is probably just as naughty as mine. He used to cut the soldiers. They were never proper soldiers. They were all different shapes. Okay, so thank you all so much for coming along. We will do cocktails on Friday night. We'll work out what time, actually what sort of time works for you. I know, I don't know whether Irene's into cocktails, she might not be, but I know we probably need to do it sort of 6-ish or something to make sure everybody's sort of home. Would that work? Oh, well done. Thanks, Irene.
Hey, Mark.
Okay, Mark. Hey, Mark. There you go.
6 for $5.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. Then yeah, but anyway, we'll put up a time, we'll put up a little event, we'll send you out the link, and we'll find some delicious cocktails to share. So thank you for coming. Thanks to all of the team as always, and Boone hiding there in the Northern Lights. She always does an incredible job too. So thank you all for